You know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
After scoring the biggest win and biggest payday of his career against Canelo Alvarez, most fighters would be living it up, buying cars, houses, and taking a long vacation. But Terence Crawford isn't like most fighters. At 38, an age when many boxers start thinking about retirement or easy paydays, Bud is already back on the hunt. And his next move has left the boxing world shocked that he's not chasing another big-name opponent for the money. Instead, he's calling out a dangerous 160-pound fighter, someone many say is even more skilled than Canelo ever was. It all began with what looked like a mistake, a supposed slip-up that almost no one in boxing believes was accidental.
Now, Terence Crawford, if you don't know, he's at the WBO convention out there at Bogota, Colombia.
I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, celebrating the WBO's 38-year convention.
You know what? Put a pin in that. The WBO convention. Who's the middleweight WBO champion? Janibek. Let me just stop you guys from even thinking about it. Janibek is the unified WBO and IBF champion. Now, Terence Crawford is at the damn convention.
Just weeks after his dominant win over Canelo, Terence Crawford was in Bogota, Colombia, attending the 2025 WBO convention. Like many stars, he was sharing clips on his Instagram story, showing off the event. As he filmed a big digital screen displaying WBO champions, his own image came up first, highlighting his undisputed super middleweight status. But then, for a split second, the screen switched to the next champion, WBO and IBF middleweight titleholder Janibek Alimkhanuly. Crawford quickly turned the camera away, almost as if he'd shown something he wasn't meant to reveal.
Y'all done slipped up, bull jiving, and leaked some shit. Bull jiving. Listen, I was born at night, not last night. And for Terence Crawford, for you to film that by accident, just trying to show your face, and then Janibek show you trying to turn quick, brother, you blew it. Leak.
The clip was strange. Crawford's quick cutaway was so abrupt it almost felt like a joke. Within minutes, the internet went wild. Fans and boxing analysts flooded social media with the same question. Did Bud just leak his next move? It seemed way too specific, too deliberate, and too perfectly timed to be an accident. If that accidental video was the bait, the Real show came just hours later. A new clip appeared, this time clearly on purpose. It showed Crawford with his fist raised, staring straight into the camera. No teasing, no hiding, he was on the hunt. A voice beside him shouted, "Hey, Janibek. We're coming for you next. December 6th, what are you gonna do?" Then Crawford leaned in, locked eyes with the camera, and said the words that confirmed what everyone had been guessing.
Johnny, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you gonna do it?
I got my eyes on you, Janibek. Good luck.
It was a direct, public challenge, and in today's boxing world, responses come fast. Janibek, known for keeping things short and sharp, didn't waste any time. He reposted Crawford's leaked clip on his own social media with a cold, simple reply, "No problem." After the call-out video dropped, Janibek doubled down, sharing it again with an emoji and 2 words, "Thank you, bro." At that point, it was no longer just rumors or hype. The fight was officially on the horizon. The fuse had been lit.
Listen, Terence Crawford accidentally leaked him versus Janibek. Now, we all know that Janibek has a fight coming up, I think in December against Lara. That's a hard fight. And that is going to be for unification because Lara is a WBA champion. So you got the WBO title, IBF title, and the WBA title all on the damn line. I'm pretty sure Terence Crawford, with this leak, is looking forward to fighting the winner. And I think the WBO is leaning towards Janibek because that's their champion. It all makes sense to me. I think I got Lara winning that fight. But if he doesn't, I get it. Janibek, he's a tough cookie, undefeated, right? The Southpaw. I think they both Southpaws. Well, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. But Terence Crawford in line to fight them. You know he fights once a year, all right? So he's going to let them hash it out in December, and he's going to go ahead and fight 2026. It's leaked. It's leaked.
So, who exactly is the man who just caught the eye of boxing's pound-for-pound king? To casual fans, the name Janibek Alimkhanuly might not sound familiar. He's not a pay-per-view attraction or a global star like Canelo or Spence, but among hardcore boxing fans, Janibek, nicknamed Kazakh Style, is known as one of the most feared and avoided fighters in the game.
Boxing Doctor News, hold up, boxing fans. The middleweight division just got spicy. Janibek Alimkhanuly, the IBF and WBO champ, is calling out Terence Crawford. Yeah, you heard that right. Crawford's fresh off his win against Canelo, but Janibek's not impressed. He's ready to rumble if Crawford drops to 160. But here's the tea. Experts are saying this might be Crawford's toughest fight yet. Janibek's young, he's hungry, and he hits like a truck. Crawford's got options, but they're all risky.
He's an undefeated southpaw from Kazakhstan, a knockout machine with a record of 17 wins, no losses, and 12 devastating knockouts. Janibek is the unified WBO and IBF middleweight champion, and he doesn't just beat opponents, he breaks them down piece by piece. Among boxing fans and insiders, there's one word they all use to describe him: a banger.
I love me some Crawford, man. Y'all already know what time it is. But, hey, I gotta call a spade a damn spade. Janibek ain't nothing to mess with. He cold. Yeah, southpaw, you don't know much about him. That's fine. You ain't gotta know much about him. But I'm here to tell you. Speed, power, size, your IQ, defense, offense. Dude is cold, man. Footwork, angles, shoot, power in both hands. He a killer. That's what he is. He a damn killer, man, you know? So, I mean, look, if Crawford can go down and face that dude, bro, man, whoo, Crawford's legacy. Now, it might not be no marquee name and a name that the whole world will know, but everybody will be tuning in just to see Terence Crawford's greatness because he's a mega star now. He's the star now, right?
Make no mistake, Janibek isn't intimidated. He's an undefeated champion who believes he's in control. In a recent statement, he basically told Crawford to wait his turn, saying, "I'll beat Lara and Adam Dames, take all 4 belts, and then he can get ready to fight me." Calling out a fighter like Janibek isn't about money or an easy win. It's a full-on, high-risk challenge. That's why so many people are asking, why would Crawford go after such a dangerous, relatively unknown opponent? Here's where everything starts to make sense. This isn't just another fight, it's a carefully planned move. The answer lies in the date Crawford mentioned, December 6th. On that night, Janibek Alimkhanuly is scheduled to face WBA champion Arislandi Lara in a major unification bout. The winner will walk away holding 3 of the 4 major middleweight titles, the WBA, WBO, and IBF.
Terence Bud Crawford is going for 4-time undisputed. That is diabolical. That is unheard. 3-time undisputed is ridiculous, okay, for the men. But 4-time undisputed is just damn unheard of. The closest thing to that, and I'm talking about 4-time undisputed in 4 different weight classes. The closest thing to that would have to be, I would think, Manny Pacquiao being lineal champion in 5 divisions. And lineal and undisputed is kind of the same thing. I mean, as far as undisputed is collected, lineal is the man who beat the man who beat the man. Many times, if you're undisputed, you beat the man, right? So, okay, how about this? Terence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez, he beat the lineal champion who happens to be undisputed. The difference is when you collect all the titles. Right? Like he did at 140. When you're collecting the titles, that's a bit different because now you're not just fighting the lineal champion, but you're fighting the top guys. Terence Bud Crawford doing that is honestly more diabolical than even Manny Pacquiao.
Crawford's strategy is now crystal clear. He plans to let Janibek and Lara go to war, then step in to face the winner and grab all 3 belts in one shot. After that, only one man would stand in his way, the WBC champion, Carlos Adams, but this isn't just about collecting another title. Crawford's true goal is much bigger. He wants to become the first boxer in the 4-belt era, male or female, to be the undisputed champion in 4 different weight classes. He's not chasing money or fame. He's chasing history, pure, undeniable, lasting history.
Skip 160 to go 168, meaning that this guy I think he beats the winner between Lara and Janibek. And the next champion, the WBC champion, is Carlos Adames. And I think the toughest bout for Bud Crawford would be the winner between Lara and Janibek. He fights Carlos Adames. To me, I think that's an easier, no disrespect to Carlos Adames, but I think that's an easier win for.
It's a brilliant plan, but also borderline crazy. And the people who truly understand boxing are already warning that this move could backfire. This isn't a sure win for Crawford. In fact, many believe it's a dangerous trap. Respected trainer Andre Rozier, who's worked with multiple world champions, didn't mince words when asked about the matchup. His warning was clear. Janibek, he said, would give Crawford a tougher fight than Canelo Alvarez did. Let that sink in.
Do you see any of those guys, maybe particularly Janibek, because he's had 3 bouts, do you see him as a real threat to Terence Crawford?
Janibek is a tough guy, but he doesn't fight enough. Not fighting enough. You gotta earn those skills. I love how he fights. He's big. He's strong. He's precise. And I think he might be going to 168. So with all of that being said, hey, listen, we got some things on the table that could really pan out to be fantastic fights.
Do you think that Janibek would be Crawford's toughest fight? Like tougher than Canelo, tougher than a few of the other guys?
I believe he honestly could be, and I think that he is big, strong, and poised, and that's going to be a problem.
A man who just stunned the world by outclassing a legend 2 weight divisions above him is now being told that his next, smaller opponent could be even more dangerous. Andre Rozier put it plainly, Janibek is a serious problem. He's a natural 160-pounder in his prime, a sharp and powerful southpaw whose style can give anyone trouble. This isn't a victory lap for Crawford, it's probably the riskiest move of his entire career. A true 50-50 fight against a fighter most others have avoided. So why do it? Why gamble a flawless 42-0 record, his pound-for-pound status, and his legacy for a fight that carries huge risk but little financial reward? The answer lies in Crawford's mindset. He's spent his entire career feeling overlooked and underappreciated. As he said many times himself, he fights for respect.
I'm never really going to get my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the number 1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
When I dominate, they say my opponents were nobodies, Crawford has said before. Even after he dismantled Canelo, the critics were quick to downplay it, saying Canelo was past his prime.
When you look at it, it's still excuses. Like I said before the fight, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm going to be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by, or the level of skills that you oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse. So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy. It's an excuse. I beat this guy. He's too young or whatever. So
this next move is Crawford's final checkmate against his critics. It's not about money, it's about legacy. He wants to achieve something so great, so undeniable, that no one can ever question his place in history again. by skipping an entire weight class to chase one of the most feared and avoided fighters at 160, and using that as a path toward a fourth undisputed title. Crawford is setting a record that may never be matched. The stage is set. The trap is laid.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge if you want to challenge yourself. Yeah, I don't mind.
Terence Crawford has revealed his entire plan for everyone to see. He's chasing a legacy so solid that no one can ever take it away. But by calling out the Kazakh-style boogeyman, one of the most dangerous southpaws in boxing, he's stepping straight into the fire. Crawford has set the trap for history. The only question now is, has he finally set one for himself?
Last question. If Crawford was to go down there, beat Janibek, beat Carlos Adames, become an unprecedented four-division undisputed champion, where exactly would that put him in history?
Right up there with the very best. Honestly, right up there with the very best.
That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.